And welcome to the Nightcap for today. We've got to try and get through this quickly because once again, it is very late. All right, but I'm going to do it. So let's see what is going on Twitter today. Just finished dinner. Got everything set up. Monday, February 20th. Let's see what crazy shit is happening in the world today. Looks like there's a game on. Hockey. Don't know much about hockey. But it looks like New York is winning. So, cool. Shout out to New York. Joel Osteen is trending. Oh, God. From my own city. Joel Osteen. What are you doing? Pastor Joel Osteen pays himself an annual salary of $54 million from his church profits. He had a custom garage built with 20 car stalls for each of his custom vehicles. His favorite is his Ferrari 458 Italia that cost $270,000. He lives in a 70,000 foot mansion in the new. Well, that's not surprising, but that can't surely be why he's trending. Overstated, but here's a little closer to reality. Here's Bill Graham's house on top. I believe it doesn't need to be said. Yo, Joel Osteen's house is fucking huge. The Lord's work pays a hell of a lot. Oh, well. And a hustler. Joel Osteen is trash. First of all, Joel Osteen is trash. Lakewood Church is trash. Everything about it is trash. I'm not a religious person, so I can give two shits about any of the doctrine and all of that jazz. But but I know enough about religion. I've studied it plenty. I was raised Catholic, and I really enjoy reading about the history of Jesus, like who he really was. And Joel Osteen could not be further from what Jesus actually was. Is fucking ludicrous. It's insane. It's insane to think that they're of the same ilk, that they're preaching the same message, because they're not. Jesus of Nazareth was essentially a socialist, more or less, essentially. And I know evangelicals are gonna get so like up in arms about that once they figure that shit out, but he really was. He hated the rich. He was about a revolution for the poor to have all of the riches and the spoils. He was first and foremost socialist. He hated the government. He hated the Roman Empire. I mean, yeah. So don't like Joel Osteen. Never have. Never will. He's a piece of shit. Iron Man is trending. Why is Iron Man trending? Robert Downey Jr. maybe? Still the best suit up in the MCU? Is it just like... I don't get it. Why is he trending? Everything is just like flashbacks. Well, it looks like it's just paying homage to Iron Man in general. I mean, that's cool. Robert Downey Jr. did a hell of a job with Iron Man. My favorite Iron Man movie is... I've got to say it's probably Iron Man 2, probably. The first one was like starter. Iron Man 3 is not that good. It's just him having anxiety attacks the entire time. I think it's probably Iron Man 2 if I had to pick an Iron Man movie. But my favorite Marvel movie overall is Winter Soldier. No, I'm sorry. Civil War. Civil War is probably my favorite one. But then they got some bangers in the cut. So let's see what else. Adidas is trending. Why is Adidas trending? Rumor Kanye West and Adidas to be restoring their relationship. Oh no. No. Circulating. First owners, creators aware of Nazi heritage makes sense. Oh no. my God, these are gross. Disgusting. Oh no. God damn. You know, it's one thing to stand on principle. I guess the capitalist at Adidas, right? Like Adidas, the capitalist company, is gonna want him back just for the sheer fact that like they had a good business relationship, like sales were up. But there's something to be said. I really respected Adidas for standing on principle and saying like we're not gonna give this man that needs help, mental help. We're not gonna give him the platform to be able to get an even bigger head and be even more inflated, because he's just gonna keep saying more crap. He's just gonna keep saying more ridiculous shit. So, I mean, what the problem is. So I really respected Adidas for that. If they get back together, if they restore their partnership, it's kind of trash. I'm not with it, but I'm not a Kanye fan. I haven't been a Kanye fan. I've said this many times on my podcast, which you guys should check out, the Degenerates all day. I've said it many times. I think I kind of go into depth a little bit, but I mean, and I'm not, this isn't a Kanye video, so I'm not going to do it here again, but I think he's just absolute garbage. Everything, and I can pinpoint, I followed him enough. I can pinpoint where I think where it went wrong, the how his art is whack, and just in general. So it is what it is. Hopefully they don't restore it, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me. And it's not because Adidas started off as a Nazi company. It's not because of that. It's just because they want money. They probably, shares are probably low, are down, right? Like the stock price is super low, so they're trying to get back in it. And, you know, it just seems weird that sales are down, so stock prices are down, so they're kind of just like, oh, he really had some sort of driving factor. But, I mean, they could rebuild that shit. They can find other partnerships. Like, Kanye West is not the only person that can make ugly-ass shoes. He's not. So, sucks on them, but whatever. Divorce is trending. Feels like divorce is trending every other day. Okay. Divorce is trending because of Republicans. Marjorie Taylor Greene says we need a national divorce. We need to separate by red states and blue states and shrink the federal government. Everyone I talk to says this, from the sick and disgusting woke culture issues shoved down throats to our Democrats, traitorous America's last policies. We are done. That's cute. That's adorable. That's not gonna happen because If I entertain the idea of red states and blue states, Texas being a red state, I can probably see the Texas economy, maybe Texas and Florida for the most part, right? Like the Texas economy subsidizing every other red state in the nation, but that's not gonna fly when it comes to like. So here's what's gonna happen. Let's just say I entertain it for a little bit, right? Let's just say the blue states go and like separate in weird ways, right? Like, you know, there's like some weird way to like get California and all the blue states to like join together, right? I'm not taking account that they're in like opposite sides of the country. The moment that all the red states band together and make the federal government smaller is the moment that every red state, 80 to 85% of every red state, becomes poor. That is the moment that because the moment that happens, all the red states are gonna call to Florida and Texas and be like, can you guys give us aid? Can you guys send like supplies and materials? What happened to the electrical grid? And they're not going to be able to function or survive because not only do they not have enough people, but their economy isn't big enough to be able to be its own entity like that. The Texas economy would have to subsidize everything, and at that point, that is pretty much the definition of bailing out in a socialized government. So, like, big government in general. So it's kind of oxymoronic. Not to mention that the moment that there is separation between red and blue states on that kind of, like, if it was that drastic, right, a national divorce, like they're saying it, that's the moment that, like, Disney would leave Florida, so their major source of income would, like, definitely go out the window. There will probably be a mini revolution in Texas in general, because, like, Austin and Houston bring in such a huge amount of business and export that they'll probably move to a blue state. Like, a lot of the businesses and a lot of the they'll probably move, despite the fact that it's low taxes in general. Like, the people that are in Texas, like, the actual culture and people wouldn't want, the arts would leave, and when the arts leave and it's boring and nobody wants to play music here and nobody wants to, like, enjoy themselves in entertainment, they're gonna get the fuck out of here. And it would just implode. These people don't know what they're talking about. These people are idiots. But I don't have to say it. They say it themselves. They're crazy. What does Liz Cheney say? Let's review some of the governing principles of America. Our country is governed by the Constitution. You swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution. Secession is unconstitutional. No member of Congress should advocate secession. Marjorie. Man, that's Liz Cheney. Man, I hate it when Twitter makes me agree with Liz Cheney. I'm not with it. Yo, I heard Thames killed it at the All-Star game. You want to watch it real quick? Let's do it. Hey. Hey. Yo, the African queen. Hey. Yo, she killing it. Yo, the All-Star game is like, the All-Star game is what people wish the Super Bowl was. Like, real talk. Like, the All-Star game is to culture, like, maybe like black culture, like underground culture, street culture, what people think the Super Bowl is. So the Super Bowl is not, there's nothing. Like, aside from the halftime show, like, the All-Star game is an All-Star weekend. Like, there's functions and stuff happening the entire time. Everything is lit during All-Star weekend. I like it. Shout out to Thames. She's amazing. She's killing it. In Utah. Shout out to Thames. What else is it? Shang-Chi-ish? Why are all these movies trending? Is it because Ant-Man came out? Which, by the way, I went to go see Ant-Man with my brother and sister. It's kind of a tradition. It was good. It was pretty good. I understand the critiques, but ultimately, I think the reason why the critiques don't make sense to me is because I feel like a lot of people were expecting these superhero movies to be something that they're really not. And if you go in there with a blank slate and you just look at it like a superhero movie that just expands the story just a little bit, it's fine. It's great. It's funny. The holy trinity of actors wasted in the MCU. Gore. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Necrosword was pretty good, but I don't agree with the other two. Although Morpheus could have been dope. Or Fishburne. You know what I mean. Lawrence. But we are in phase 5 now, so fire. No. Although I will say Shang-Chi was probably the best movie, standalone movie of Phase 4. I know that No Way Home was there and it was like a big hoopla because of multiverse and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and yes, like in that sense that was huge, right? But just a standalone movie, introduction to a new hero, Shang-Chi all day. You deserve your flowers. Fort Worth, Texas. I was just in Dallas this past weekend. See what's going on. The sunset in Fort Worth. Okay, whatever. Is it just because of a sunset? Man, Texans will really like hype up their skies for no reason. Okay. Boring. More, see, the Marvel's going off. The Ant-Man Quantumania train is happening. Zelensky, Ukraine. I heard Biden made a pit stop in Ukraine. Yeah, there he is. Zelensky wiped tears from his eyes as the president meets with the Ukrainians in Kyiv. So proud of our president for making this courageous and dangerous trip. It is technically a war zone. After shaking President hand, POTUS turned to First Lady Zelenska and goes, I got a handshake here too. That is the most important handshake President equipped. Another war. Another craziness. You know what's been the most interesting thing about the war is that on one hand, you've got the establishment saying like we need to fund like more aid to Ukraine, right? And I'm definitely for like being skeptical of like how much money we're sending, right? In general, right? But it becomes like extremely like if you bring it back. If you're talking about having a sensible conversation about whether to send money or not to send money or how much money or aid or military, whatever, and what happens and what it does and what that means for Russia and foreign policy in general, right? I'm cool with that. We can have that conversation. But that seems to only be happening like center left and on, politically speaking. The right just says Biden's the one that got us into this war, and it's a war we shouldn't be in. But at the same time, when Trump was saying like we're gonna get people out of Afghanistan, people cheered him on as if it wasn't Bush that got them into the goddamn war. It's just plain hypocrisy. Whatever. This is why I don't pay attention to these people. New Orleans. Why is NOLA trending? Yo, I was just thinking about New Orleans today a lot, actually, because I was going to get a Zazarak. I was, like, really craving a Zazarak. I'm still craving it. But I realized I don't have, like, the liquor to make it. So, I'm probably going to figure out a way. Oh, did my light go out? Oh, my light went out. I'm probably going to be trying to buy those liquors soon. But let me see. This was New Orleans last night. Oh, that's dope. Look at that. New Orleans is so amazing. I can't wait to go back. And then 5-shot New Orleans, of course. Well, it was good while it lasted. Angela Bassett is trending. ¿Por qué? Angela Bassett killed it in Wakanda Forever. Angela Bassett trending on Black History Month. Love to see it. I think my roommate is home. And then Dark Brandon, politics. I know a lot of Republicans, their dream is to cut Social Security and Medicare. Let me say this. If that's your dream, I'm your nightmare. Dark Brandon. Here it is. Yo. Hello, when Dark Brandon brings out mega fascist. Yeah, I'm just streaming. Biden's war on Christianity needs to end. Biden's war on Christianity? What? I didn't know that. What was that? Huh? No. Yeah. Well, I'm streaming. But it's cool. What's? Oh no, it was. I don't know. I don't think so. I'll ask Bree, but I don't think so. I love all the Dark Brandon memes, tweets, because it's just like it's perfect whenever like an insult happens and then they turn it on its head and then they're like, no, we're gonna use it to like big somebody up. So that was pretty good because I gotta be honest, whenever they started doing the Brandon jokes on the right, I was like, yeah, they're making a little hella bad. But then when Dark Brandon showed up, I was like, here we go. Here we go. Well, it looks like that's the last one, right? Nothing crazy today. After all, it is Monday. Maybe one of these days, shit should get a little more crazy. But until then, I need to get this light charged and Nightcap for today, February 20th. Dunskies.